and this is going to be a daily experience video. The reason why I record this thing is that I think I have never shared something like that. I'm not sure that it will speak to anyone, but the point of this whole daily experience series is just to share what I experience, and maybe it tells you something, but maybe it just broadens your horizon and you know that this is possible, and that's it. Then the goal is reached. Like that's enough for me. Um, um, as you probably know, I published a book about it's a novel on the spiritual war and more like what's going on in the spirit realm when you live your life and you have uh, everyday issues or arguments, and how are the angels surrounding you and helping you to to make the right choices and go the best direction. It was written by my little sister, who has a great spiritual side, and it's all about angels and heaven and all these things. It's a fiction actually, and I decided to. It's not available in English yet. I'm not sure whether it will ever be, but it's possible. So I decided to put this book on some esoteric websites because they are very much interested in angels and that kind of things, and not like Christians. and as soon as I posted the book, I felt this default mode fear in my soul, and I was like, why in the world do I have any anxiety about this? Like, I know that the God living in me is way much greater than any kind of spiritual, occult, whatever practice. And I was like, I felt like all this hyper charismatic superstition just just flooded my brain. Like, you shouldn't go there, it's a dangerous thing to do, it's the enemy's territory, if you go there you will mind it later, and things like that. And I was like, I don't agree with these thoughts, and still I have this bad feeling in me. And I told God, like, should I just remove this my book or our book from all these pages so that I can have peace, or why do I not have peace about it? And I just realized that deep in my soul, I still have this concept that if I go to the enemy's territory, then he will be more powerful there. And in my mind, I would never think it. I would never have this opinion. But the way I reacted and felt had this vibe to it, that what if you are doing something too dangerous and you will mind doing this stuff later? And and then God just showed me this picture, and this was a jungle, like very dark, very crowded, chaotic scene with different kinds of like uh, dark weeds woven together, and there was this circle of light surrounding me. And this inside of this circle, there was complete peace. It was fantastic to be inside of this circle and complete, like, it was heaven and earth. And this circle of light was actually a circle of angels standing very tight to next to each other. And I looked up to one of them, and he was holding his sword very high, ready to strike. And I asked him that, is it that dangerous what I do? So that you need to be that ready to fight? And he said, not really. There is such a presence here that the enemy never comes near you or never comes near this circle. It would hurt him too much to go even close to this circle. The only reason we are holding up our swords is to convince you that you are safe. And I was laughing so hard that, oh my gosh, God just gives me this whole experience to convince me that I'm okay. And because the fact is that I'm more than okay, like the enemy never could ever come near to me. And then when I was really feeling safe here, I left this circle of light, darkness surrounding it from every side, and I just left, and it was very dark and very disgusting, like all these dark things moving around. I wasn't afraid, but it wasn't that as heavenly as inside of the circle. And I was curious whether this circle would follow me. And I was just standing on this new dark ground, and I felt like I shouldn't be busy. I shouldn't like think about like where are the angels. I shouldn't just overreact. I should just stand and stay calm. And as I was standing there, this circle of angels appeared around me, even at this dark spot. And then I started to play with it. Like I went to another dark spot, and then another dark, and at every place I managed to calm down, this circle of light and of angels appeared around me. And then I remembered this song from my childhood, that every ground you place your feet on is yours. And and all of a sudden it just made sense that this thing travels with me, and I can conquer any ground just by simply being there and standing there and not panicking there. And it was strange that the circle of light wasn't just like traveling with me as a shadow. I could leave it, get a new spot, experience the darkness there, and experiencing complete peace there. And as soon as I was in peace, this circle of angels appeared. And then I felt like I could go any place. Like, it's not like there's no such a thing as a territory of the enemy. I should never respect that. And not just, and by not respecting it, I don't mean fighting it. You are just there because the place is yours, and as soon as your feet touches the ground, and you don't fight for it. You are just there because it's yours. Um, and I just meditated on this picture over and over again to convince my brain that I'm safe, because the way I experience protection, I don't know how correct it is theologically, but I experience it this way. The less I am aware of this perfection of protection, the more likely it is that I would experience that I'm not perfectly protected. I don't know whether whether it makes sense. So if I'm less aware of this circle and think that it is possible for the enemy to come close, then with this thought, I give some kind of option to the enemy to actually come near. So the way I can experience this perfect protection is not to give place in my mind to any other thought than to the thought of being perfectly safe. And yeah, so I spent a few time just thinking about how well I'm protected, and that's why God has shown me this experience to convince me that it's not a dangerous thing to go out of the field that is already yours, and you can expect this array of angels appear around you at every spot. And I felt like God was saying that you can expect it even if I don't tell you to go there. Like, if you choose to step out and go to a place, you can expect my perfect protection. So I was like, I I I didn't hear it from God that I should like evangelize the esoteric world or whatever. I just felt like it would be funny to share this book with them because it's all about Jesus, besides talking about angels and heaven, and it would be just fun. And as soon as I stepped out, I felt like, oh, what if God won't protect you here? And that's such a lie. God is not faithful because you are faithful. Actually, for me, making this step is absolutely faithful. But even if it was a stupid step, I could expect God to show up and protect me. Yeah, so that's it. I had a few lessons from this story. I hope Holy Spirit shows you what this means to you. Or it's enough for me if you just start to believe even more that you cannot be touched by the enemy. And don't you ever believe less, because that's the only way you can allow the enemy to do something. Okay. Um, enjoy your circle of angels surrounding you, and stay calm and watch them appear around you every time you rest in the peace of God. God bless you.